Oh, there's my hand. Can you guys hear? Let me step away from the phone and test it over here. I have a wireless mic on. Can you guys hear me when I speak into the microphone? Tap, tap, tap. Of course, there's an ad. There's always a freaking ad. Ta-da! Can you guys hear me all the way over here with the microphone? Can you hear me now? Let me check. Oh, I didn't plug the thingy in. How can you hear me if I don't have the thingy plugged in? That'll do it, Robin. Oh, because it doesn't fit. All right. And this is why you start early for technical difficulties like this. Welcome to my technical... Oh. Okay, that's why we haven't been using that microphone. Because I don't have the right paraphernalia for it. Probably because I also didn't turn it on. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the land of confusion. My name is Robin. I will be your guide for today. Don't do technology every time. Do you understand technology, but once they change it, you don't understand it? See, easily confused. Oh, darn. That goes into there. And that goes into here. I thought it was going to be slick. There we go. Can you hear me now? Seattle is 70 and heading for a hot week ahead. You're cleaning off your stairs. Ooh, exciting, a new quilting frame. Yeah, do it before it gets too hot. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me when I whisper in the microphone? I tell you. I love technology. It is an amazing thing. But it changes so quickly. I'm over here trying to untangle myself. So when I trip over it, I'm only tripping over it, you know, because I'm clumsy, not because it's a mess. So don't mind me. Again, this is why you start early, so that you can fix any issues that are your own fault. Oh, yeah. Okay. You can hear me. Excellent. Thank you so much. Hi, Hershey Roden. Thank you. Terry, Jackie, and Jody. Morning, everyone. Make sure I say hi to everyone. No, I don't. I do not want to be ASMR because I'm a very loud person. Plus, I don't think the sewing machine, the sewing machine can go for ASMR, but they're not quiet. They're definitely not quiet. Excuse me. I like to, that's not gonna work. I changed the room around. Okay, I'm really like, oh, so fancy. I changed the room around, meaning I took bookshelves out from over there and slid the table all the way over. And now I don't have my usual place to hang this cord. And if I pull on it, it makes the tripod wiggly jiggly. So, yeah. These are things I normally take care of ahead of time so that I can make new mistakes and issues. I do enjoy a good ASMR. I like to watch the people that sell like stickers and notepads and the stationery people. What are those things? Bookmarks. I like listening to their packing videos because it's really, they do the ASMR and it's like, you can just hear everything smacking down. ASMR is when you're just listening to the natural sounds that whatever your action is, you can hear this sound. I don't know what the initials stand for. You'd have to Google that. But you hear people like, they do ones when they're just eating like crunchy popping foods. So there's those mukbang type ones. And then, like I said, there's people that when they're packing orders, you hear just the sounds of them packing, the crinkling of the foil. And then there's other ASMRs where they take different noisy things, like they'll pop, bubble wrap. There's no talking, it's just sounds. Can be very relaxing to people, but certain sounds can also be very annoying. So it all depends on, what you like. But scratching, popping, moving stuff, yeah, it's really fun. Hi, Giovanna. Ooh. Okay, so I was testing out something new. I just had an ad pop up. Yeah, they whisper read. Yes, Jody. Really quiet. I can't do that for very long. That actually bothers my asthma. I rewind. YouTube mentioned about 3 weeks ago that they were doing a new ad system for the live streams so that during the live, if you click a specific button, and I click the button, that it's rolling out slowly, so not every channel is going to get it. But during the live, it'll do a split screen, so you'll see me talking, and you'll have the live come up. The thing is, though, you won't be able to hear me. You're going to hear the ad, but at least you'll be able to see what the person in the live stream is doing. So I thought we'd try it out today to see if it happens. Yeah, I can't do the whispering that much. It would really, yeah. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, see? Sorry, S'moresies, I scared the cat. Oh, I have a lot of cord. I forgot, I had these wireless microphones that I purchased before the new iPhones come out, and they changed the USB, I call it the USB-C-D things. And I forgot that I bought a adapter for this mic with the big wire, but apparently it's a different adapter that you need for the wireless mic. So I'll have to do more research. I really don't like doing electronic research because I don't understand half of the stuff. And once you start talking about USB and C, I tend to get all those letters. I'm terrible with names. And I'm terrible with letters and stuff like that. So I tend to get easily mixed up and confused. So we'll just have to deal with having wires in the video. I know the wires bother some people. They really irritate me. So whatever. It is life, right? Oh, grass cutting videos, yeah. I just want to listen to the rain. And I don't mind thunderstorms a little bit. I just don't like the ones in real life where the entire house rumbles. And it's like those really good headphones where you can hear the music going from one ear to the other. It's like that with the thunder in Florida where it would just vibrate through the whole house. And you could just time it and the thunder would be like 5 minutes long. Drove me crazy because it's kind of scary at night when it makes that sound because it also means there's lightning and probably tornadoes around too. It's been interesting here because so far, knock on wood, we haven't had much Arizona weather. So we don't know what it's like and what to expect. So it's been kind of weird to go through a summer with no big storms or anything. Oh, Jody, I thought you were a troll for a second. I looked up and I thought, sexy. I'm like, who's talking now? Jody, you'd be too sexy, right? Yeah. Some people like those, hi Gisela, some people enjoy the women that have the really gravelly voice, like they've been smoking all their life. And some people like I always think of it like a 4'9" little tiny girl, under 100 pounds, blonde hair, and they have that kind of like fairy whisper to them. So there's videos out there for everybody. Hi, Patty. Patty from Texas. We have Texas is on the map. We're good. Giovanna. I'm making bright, colorful log cabin quilt along, just like the title says. These are my last 28 scrappy, bright, improv log cabin blocks that I'm making from the scrappy strips that my crafty godmother sent. And look at how much is left. I started these yesterday. Good thing, because I didn't actually get into the craft room until after 10 o'clock today. And, you know, live stream starts at 11. Yeah, that really girly voice. I'm telling you, Giovanna. So I'm going to have a lot left over. I'll have to come up with something else to make with these. Maybe flying geese. Maybe just sew them all together, cut them into squares. I don't know. I have the original blocks that the crafty godmother was making with them, the cat blocks. I don't know. I put them somewhere. They're probably buried in my very scary closet that oh, that's right. Today has been delegated to clean the closet day. I have to take everything out of the walk-in closet, rearrange all the bookcases of fabrics so that I can actually access everything and the walk-in closet's actually walk-inable. You didn't read? You know it's the first Saturday of the month. Hi, Kay. It's the first Saturday of the month, and therefore we are working on this. This is actually they're not potato chip blocks. They're similar. This is the last live stream on piecing these. They're going to be finished. So next month we had talked about doing the potato chip or the some type of courthouse step. I can't think of it right now. Wonky or improv courthouse, broken courthouse steps. We did talk about doing those as a quilt along. I wouldn't want to make them out of the same fabrics. I love seeing them, but I've gone through a lot of them and it's really very similar fabrics in here. And I'm basically down to purple, pink, and the green with a very small amount of the blue left. And some of those are a blue-green. So I don't think there's going to be a good supply in there. And I'd like to do, for the courthouse steps, the potato chip block, I'd like to do it in blacks and grays with maybe some pops of color here and there. But I think I'd like to do, I guess you can't really call it a monochrome, but a very subdued version. I think that would be fun. Oh yeah, we've had the dust storms. The boys have had them while driving, and they said it's kind of annoying. But okay, if you've lived in Florida and you've done a Florida afternoon rain shower to where you had to pull over to the side of the road so you can't see, it's the same thing but in a dust version. It's scary and nerve-wracking, but for us, it just feels like another summer day in Florida with rain versus dust. So we haven't seen a big downpour. We did have a good rain the other weekend in May, but we haven't seen like a major downpour, or I don't know. We don't know what an actual monsoon looks like here. We haven't experienced it yet, or if we have, then again, not to put down what the storms are like here or anything. It's just if we've experienced something similar, then I didn't notice it. Hi, BC Tracy. The flying geese. I'm going to be doing flying geese for the community block. I'm going to be putting that together this week coming up. And then I'll be in flying geese mode, so I'll be doing something similar to like a leader ender project, and then also just sewing the flying geese, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need a lot, because I want them to go, if this were the community quilt, I want them to go like this, and then along the top and bottom, up and down. So it's going to take a lot. I think the numbers I figured out were 2x4, but I have to double check. At least the community quilt's not buried in my closet. It's over here on the bookshelf. I kept that one out. And then once the closet's done, I need to start working on the rainbow scrappy shelves behind me. So what I've been doing with these 28 blocks is every time I have a long strip, I'm allowing myself to do 3 blocks on that colored strip. And then I just look through and I decide which ones are going to be okay. Like this green, I don't care too much that it blends in, but if I have options, I'd rather put it on a different fabric. You lost your voice in a dust storm? Yeah, I know they can be pretty bad. We've had them, like I said, we've had them come across the yard and stuff where we were like, okay, Robbie and I watched them, because you can, just like a storm out on the Gulf, you can watch them come in. And then when it got to the point that it got here, we're like, okay, there's no sense standing out in the dust. Let's go inside. I haven't driven in one. I think my daughter has. This is a maybe. See, these aren't too bad, but they're still similar. It is on the other side, but I still have a lot to do, so I can always find something else. Because I'm doing this side here. And if I don't find a block that would work well, because like this color right here is definitely part of the same family, and it's going to blend in. That one's right there. But now this one, I'll pull that up. And there's definitely enough contrast because that color is dark enough, and the green on the side is different, so I'll add this one. With 90 squares, they're all going to blend in, and the fact that they're improv, so I'm not using the same size strips, the same width, they'll all blend in together, and you shouldn't really be able to tell too much of where a block starts and where one ends. There was an earthquake in Arizona? Wow. Well, yeah, if I'm out and about, if I have to be out, I keep a mask or two in the car just in case. But I'm not going to wear a mask just to stand outside to get pummeled by a dust storm, though. Let's see what we have in some of these pinks and reds and see if we can come up with something. Maybe this one. I'm also looking at certain fabrics going, I kind of like that fabric. I'd like to save it for the next project, you know, instead of using it on this one. And that has pink in it. Right there, right there. This one will work. So what's everyone working on this? Oh, hi, Becky. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Hello, hello. Hello to everyone who's lurking and everyone I didn't say hi to. My apologies. Are you guys doing anything fun this weekend? Is anybody working in the garden? Or are you guys doing any type, yard work and stuff? Justin and Miranda worked on the front yard yesterday. Justin mowed it, and my daughter Miranda, she worked on using she bought a new edger, so she was edging all along the sidewalk, because they have, there's the grass area, then they laid bricks, and then there's the cement of the sidewalk and the driveway and everything. It's a little bit unusual for what I'm used to. Oh, dust enters the car. Yeah, dust enters the house too. They say once a dust storm comes through, you're supposed to change out the filter, and then chances are you should probably change the filter again a week later for your AC filter because of all the dust coming through. We have seen now some heavy enough rain to where I understand how it could be dangerous with an inch of rain and how quickly the area can flood. We just couldn't wrap our brains around an inch of rain will cause a foot or 3 foot of water. We just couldn't figure it out. It's still kind of a little mind-boggling because we're used to getting, you know, oh, you got 5 inches of rain today? Well, that's Sunday. Okay, it's a normal day. Oh, did you get, oh, you got 10 inches? Well, yeah, a foot of rain, that's a little bit much, but it's gone the next morning. It disappears so quickly. We don't, in Florida, we didn't have to worry about it. In most places, it would just go away. But the ground's so hard here, it can't go anywhere. Yay, hang out with us, Jackie, for a little bit. I have been getting up about 5 o'clock and I have a meal replacement drink in the morning, but by about 10 o'clock lately, I've just been starving. I usually eat lunch at 11 anyway, so I eat lunch early. I also eat dinner early. Oh, that's cool, Giovanna. Turn off AC during a dust storm? Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to remember that because I've heard it a couple times. I think I'll have to learn probably the hard way. Oh, here's a red. It's a nice bold red. It's a bigger piece too. We're still to the point where if it gets any kind of rain, we all get up, tell the other people in the house, and everyone goes outside to watch it rain. It's hard here, though, because if it just rains a little bit, just a light rain, the air smells extra dusty. It's really, it has a really bad, nasty, dusty smell to it. But if it rains enough and you get that nice, crisp smell to the air, that's my favorite. I love a good rainy day. My daughter and I sleep best when it's raining at night, and we don't see that here very often. That one won't fit. I need a shorty. That'll fit. There we go. Yeah, it clogs up the AC. Hi, Mary. Oh, Jackie, that's how I live my life anyway. I do my big meal at lunchtime, and then I might even have, I have like cereal and stuff. I'll have cereal for dinner. I might have a sandwich. Sandwich is good, but I did sandwiches last month, and having too much of, I think, because I'm not used to eating a lot of cold meat anymore, so I don't know if it's like just the meat or the nitrates. Something was bothering my stomach, so I went back to my mainly vegetarian meals. This time around, I've been living on like pizza. I like pizza. Hence the conversation we had on Wednesday. They are fun, aren't they, Giovanna? Most of them are not mine, so I can't take claim to any of them. But I really do enjoy the combinations of them. This fabric right here, you know, I'm not going to be a fan of that. That's not my style or anything like that. But the colors just go so well with everything. Once these 28 blocks are done, I'll be able to lay them out to get a picture to figure out my placement, and then I will start sewing it together. Roasted chicken, that sounds good too. I made, yeah, it looks like Lori Holt, but maybe not Lori Holt. It has that feel to it. I don't know all of her fabrics, so I'm not sure. I would have to ask. I think it might be a blend of fabrics, you know, just a little bit of this and that. There are some 2.5-inch strips, so they were either cut purposefully, but they look like they go together, so like a jelly roll. I did pull some out because I love these fabrics. So I pulled all of these out to use in like a bag, a zipper pouch or something. And then I have little pieces, but I pulled like this out. That's too dark for this and maybe too narrow. And I just don't, I have this in the quilt, but I just don't care for it. And since it's a quilt for my bed, then I get to pick and choose, which is fun. I did a Sam's Club order and had it delivered, and I decided to get I did get the roasted chicken, but I got the stuff that comes in the plastic containers, and I think that just has a little bit of extra stuff in it, and it made me feel very bloated, which is why I figured it's probably the nitrates, and it just didn't make me feel good. And with the headaches I've been having, I think that didn't help any. But the sandwiches were really good. We used to do sandwiches all the time. But when you have something that's not good for you all the time, food-wise, you don't recognize that it's an issue until you stop eating it and then come back a while later and eat it again, and then you have a big reaction to it. BLT's good. I just had a chicken and turkey bacon sandwich with lettuce on it. Probably, let me see, what are we in June? April is when I was doing that. I seem to get on like a month kick where I'll do something for a month. I am really hooked on putting things in a tortilla and making, when you go out to eat, they have those burritos that are like huge. I'm more of a taquito person. I just like a little small one. So I've been having different things. I throw a bunch of veggies in there and cook it raw or regular. And then I'll put something in it. I like to put corn and black beans. And sometimes I'll put some actual chicken that I cook down from a chicken breast. A chicken like that doesn't bother me. I can eat that all the time and it won't affect my gut. This month I was craving sloppy joes. I had them last month with ground turkey, and I was trying to do a meatless version. So I did it with the lentils, and I've had it before with lentils, and it's okay, I like it. But I wanted to put some beans in it to stretch the lentils, make more food for, not adding a lot of money to it. I tried pinto beans and I realized that I probably shouldn't have done that. I need to try a different bean, maybe a cannellini white bean type thing, because they're softer. With the pinto beans, it's just a lot of skin and mush in there. My fault for choosing that, because I think that's what you make refried beans out of, but whatever. Yeah, chicken or ham. It goes back to the eat fresh, and you'll feel better. I've done salads for years, and I'm just kind of like burnt out on salads, but I do love a good tossed salad. We used to always go to a buffet with a salad bar when I was younger, and I just loved doing buffets. Because it's just a salad bar. You can just sit there and have all kinds of, I like the toppings. Give me more toppings, more toppings. I think I'll do this one. And that'll be it on here. I need to start figuring out backing for all of my quilt tops. And I need to figure out an order for, like, how much batting am I going to need? Should I buy a roll of batting and spend hundreds of dollars, or can I nickel and dime it and just buy batting as I need it? And I'll probably just buy batting as I need it. I did the cost analysis several years ago, and I bought a roll, but everything's so different now, I don't know which is better. I love chickpeas, but I have to take the chickpeas and I soak them in water, and then I have to sit there and pop all the skins off, because I really don't like skins on. I don't eat peppers anymore because they're a nightshade, I believe is what it is, and I've learned that nightshades bother my gut and cause a lot of inflammation, but I don't like when the skin comes off of peppers. I'm just really cautious on how often I eat peppers, because I like roasted red peppers on a pizza. And beans, I just don't like when the skin comes off the beans. Yeah, northern white beans. Yeah, Becky, something along those. I've had them before, and I've enjoyed them because they're soft. I lost my foot pedal. And, and They don't have the tough skin like a kidney bean type thing would be. With the sloppy joes, because I can't have tomatoes or tomato paste. I can do ketchup, but I can't do like pasta sauce and stuff like that because it hits my gut hard real quick. So yeah, I'm just a mess over here. You just learn, what you can eat and what you can't. So I ended up making a really thick chili is what I made versus a sloppy joe. I can go on this one. I know I have some of this in there. Not a huge fan of it, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Justin was talking, he saw something on Instagram about like a 3-bean salad, and he's made something before, and I said I'd love to make bean salads. You put chickpeas in it. I put some of the green beans in. I have I like the Skinny Girl Honey Dijon salad dressing because that one doesn't have milk or soybean oil in it. So I put that in there, and I throw some black beans, and then I get a little crazy and I'll start putting things like corn in it, or I might throw a can of mushrooms in. I'm pretty much black beans, no salt. Ever since Justin had the heart issues, I think he said it's been maybe 9 or 12 years now. I don't remember. It's been quite a while. I think it might have been before YouTube. Yeah, it's probably been before YouTube. But anyway, we used to watch how much salt was in canned food and stuff before, but ever since that happened, we really watch, and it's just crazy how much sodium is in canned anything. So we definitely go for no salt whenever we can, because I'd rather add salt to my cooking and know how much I'm adding versus letting someone else in a manufacturing plant just pile salt in it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Giovanna. I was thinking I might need to get the immersion blender out and start doing that. Because I'm not going to get rid of the canned bean stuff I already have, so I'm going to use it still. So I was thinking about that. I think that's the end of this one. That didn't take long. And do that. I do this periodically. It's not like a trend or anything, but when we moved here, I slowly stocked up the pantry. So within like the first 6 to 9 months, it was full. So now my pantry is full. And if I want, I could have put, no, I can't. If I want to get something random, I don't have room for it. So I've been doing the pantry challenge and eating through what's in the pantry. So I'm starting to see empty spaces again. So that'll be good. I've been doing that for a couple months now. I like to do that, just live off the land, so to speak, but it's live off the pantry and just eat based on what you own already. Save a little bit of money, but at the same time, next month you have to restock it. So did you really save any money? You just saved money at the time until you have money again. Canned tuna is not bad. I did canned chicken for a while, but sometimes the canned chicken, if you don't get the right one, it can be a little bit funky. Canned tuna, same thing. I'd rather spend a little extra money and get something that I enjoy. That's really bold and stands out. I don't know if I want to. Yeah, do the stars. Yeah, canned tuna. Again, I find that I like the albacore versus just like canned tuna itself. Whatever they happen to find in the sea at that time or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, let's be wild and crazy. When you get to the end of the strips, I've gone through, this is my second time through. We've almost emptied the bucket the first time, and then my crafty godmother sent more and then filled it up, and I cut some of mine. Like this is from my stash and stuff. Then like we're getting to the point where I'm just starting to see the same fabrics over and over again, and I'm getting bored. Yeah, I don't cook with much salt except for like soups and chilies and stuff like that. Otherwise, I prefer to use kosher salt at the table and then I really get the taste of the salt. Because for me, kosher salt, I like that much better than that really fine table salt stuff. I like the flavor of it. I really like pink salt, but I found that it makes my lips swell up for some reason. There's something in pink salt that I don't do well with. Maybe does all salt come from the ocean, right? Unless, I guess, you could manufacture it, but, or from the Dead Sea or something. Gotta figure, as a world, we probably go through a lot of salt. Would making the beans make them any more, oh, would mashing them, I mashed the beans, I mashed the pinto beans to help give it more of a, like a meaty, pasty type thing to thicken up the lentils a little bit so it wasn't totally runny sloppy joe, and the skins just didn't do anything. But I think I'm gonna take it and add some broth to it, or just some water to it, and take the immersion blender and see if that would help. They do have, yeah, there are no salt canned veggies and stuff. I've done the frozen. I have frozen veggies in my freezer. Some I do frozen, some I don't. Like, I would rather have, I don't know if you guys get an ad when I get an ad, so I'll just not really talk. Bum 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 bum. Yes, salt. I think Giovanna was really like mining for diamonds, mining for salt. It was a big deal back in the day. There we go. Yeah, I have frozen veggies. I like the canned peas are gray, and the frozen peas are frozen really fast, so they're still green. So I do like frozen peas versus that. But some things just don't last very well in my freezer. They get a lot of frosty stuff in it. Some get frostbite, some are just kind of funky. And if you can't see in a bag, I don't trust Walmart brand much anymore, because like you'll get a bag of broccoli and there'll be 2 broccoli heads and 25 stems. Now, I like the broccoli stems, but when I want broccoli on the side of my plate, I want a floret. I don't want the stems. So I can't see it, so I usually end up getting fresh. Yeah, I don't mind them, Becky. It doesn't bother me because I'll add salt to my plate. Justin is limited. He limits himself to under 2,000 mg or whatever it is of sodium. And when you're having, it's like you buy frozen chicken breast, it's got sodium in it because they put a salt solution in it. You know, he has to go and get like a boar's head meat if he wants a roast, and not buy a roast and slice it himself if he just wants a pound of roast beef or something. He has to get boar's head so that it has less sodium. So we're always counting. So baking soda and baking powder, there's a low salt version, but it's really expensive and hard to get. So we have to account for that. There's just so much sodium in everything. It's crazy. Yeah, I prefer frozen peas. Plus, like I made I think I've heard it called a pasta salad, where you have some type of a pasta, you know, elbows, or I like the twisties. I have the medium-sized shells this time. You put pepperoni and black olives and peas and an Italian dressing in it. And I made that to go with my sloppy joe. I prefer coleslaw, but again, cabbage doesn't sit very well. I love coleslaw, but whatever. And yeah, I made that, and I used the things in there with like no salt and stuff, and I like it. I just put a little salt on my plate, and it's fine for me. Oh, no ads. Yay, Jody. I think I've had like 4. Yeah, fresh is best. The next house, when it gets to the point where my daughter purchases a house, we will start working on a vegetable garden. I don't want to do it here because I want to do the
I want to do big containers. It's better for a container garden from what people have told me. So I want to have containers and I don't want to have to move them from house to house. Yeah, I don't know if there's salt in the frozen food. I don't think there is. Definitely in the canned food. It's part of the process. I think they're just called spiral here. Yay, no ads. Because of my food allergies and food sensitivities, and I have the oil. You have to be careful with oil. Oral food allergies, because I'm allergic to latex, I'm allergic to the proteins and a lot of like raw fruits and vegetables. I can eat carrots, but I can't eat them raw. I can't eat celery raw. I can't eat apples raw. I used to be able to eat apples raw, but then one day my throat closed up and it was really scary. So we don't eat raw apples anymore. We push a lot of things. That's not one of them. I am getting to the point where it's going to be bad, and I know it's just, nobody in the house is very helpful. They try, but I'm craving a watermelon. It's summertime. You got to have a watermelon. But I have a hard time. I'm never good. I follow all of the rules, check out everything. I'm at the store. I'm pulling things up line, looking at pictures, following all the suggestions, and I get home and I get a rotten watermelon. It's either all pale or it's already mealy or something. But I love a huge watermelon, but there's no way I can eat a whole one before it goes bad. I think I'm going to make that watermelon slushy sorbet ice cream type stuff. Thank you, Giovanna. It's hard. And I didn't have these allergies. There was some issues prior, but when I turned 35 and got pregnant with Robbie, the allergist said the stress of being pregnant made all of my allergies just go crazy. And that's when I started having the severe reactions. I always had problems eating ice cream, but then once I got pregnant, any type of milk product would make me so sick. Oh, Jody. Oh, no. Jody found, for those of you who are watching the live stream before comments come up, Jody's cleaning her stairs to make room for a quilting blah, blah, blah frame thing to go up into her studio. And she found a tiny bag from 2012 of fabrics, stork scissors, and a Canada trip button from a trip in 2012. Just throw stuff in a box to get to it later. And yeah, this is late enough. It's really fun now, though. Like, after this move, I know there's things I'm looking for, and when I go and find them, I'm going to be so excited because I'm going to find other things along the way, too. Yes, I've done the small ones. I haven't seen one here. Last summer, I didn't see any here at the Walmart I was going to, but the Walmarts here they're not very well stocked. Walmart is not the store here. Like watermelon, Walmart and Publix were the only two stores back home. Here it's Fry's and, is it Safeway? It's something, but there's a lot of grocery stores here. There's even Albertsons here, and our Albertsons in Florida went away a long time ago. All right, so what am I going to put on that? Maybe this will work. Yeah, that'll work. And then we finally get to the pressing and cutting stage. 28's a lot. We normally do 10, but we don't have to finish them. And it's only 11:35, so we haven't been here that long. I just thought, why do 10 and then 10 and then 8 when I had it marked on my planner to be finished this month? It's supposed to be a year-long project, of course, but I'm kind of getting tired of it. I told Justin he had a cantaloupe, and we've been struggling to get a cantaloupe for years here and in Florida. I said, I am willing to spend triple the price to go to Publix grocery store in Florida when we lived there and pay to buy a container of cantaloupe that's already been cut, because I know that it's going to be fresh and soft, and you can see the cantaloupe and know, that it's ripe and everything. You're just playing a game. It used to be able to, when my grandfather was alive, he taught me when I was younger to shake the cantaloupe, and if you can hear the seeds rattling, then it's ripe. And that has always worked for me until about 10 years ago. And with the way they speed up everything and flash ripen it in the back of a 18-wheeler truck and stuff, or in a storage unit, not on the vine, I haven't had a good cantaloupe in years. I'll have to try, Becky, and see if I can find one. I love watermelon. I'll eat watermelon. I'll eat a bowl of watermelon for dinner, and I'm good. That's it, and it does really good for my body. My body enjoys various aspects of the watermelon. It's got good fiber. It helps to keep you hydrated, because staying hydrated, where am I looking? Staying hydrated in a desert is a challenge. You have to work hard to stay hydrated here. It's an actual job to make sure that I drink enough. Costco rotisserie chicken, full of chemicals. They are so easy to eat. Yeah, see, that's the thing. You have to balance out. It's like so many things are full of chemicals or processed, but it's really tastes good, of course, because they put the taste good chemicals, or it just makes life so easy to grab that rotisserie chicken. But I think, again, it's all about balance. If you take that rotisserie chicken that might not be the best for you, and for me, a rotisserie chicken will last me all month, because I don't eat chicken. I like to add a little bit of chicken to whatever I'm eating. So I might shred it and put it in my burrito stuff, but then I'm going to add a ton of veggies and stuff like that in there to balance it out. I have to stop and think a second. I got myself confused yesterday doing this too. I need to cut these apart. Yeah, cantaloupe. It's just, I know it's not just me, because I've been able to pick cantaloupe and honeydew, and I've done it well before. You have to excuse me, I bought different pants at Walmart online when they had a really good sale, so I bought different sizes to see which brand and size I like. And this size is too big. I can actually pull them on and off without unbuttoning and unzipping them. And they're jean shorts, and they go past my knee, which is really kind of weird. But they're great and they're comfortable, so I kept them. Oh, rotisserie chicken would be nice, wouldn't it? But the thing I don't like is I don't like pulling all the meat off of the bone. That drives me crazy. I'll take a whole giant package of chicken breasts, 5 pound, 10 pound, whatever, and I'll cook it all at once. And I bought one of those little shredders, those little plastic shredding machines. I like it. And then I shred it all up, and I freeze it in small, like 1 cup portions, and then I can just pull it out. So if I want to have a chicken salad sandwich, I can. And if I want to just put it in something, I can do that too. Cantaloupe and honeydew. Cantaloupe is the orange one, and the honeydew is that light pale green one. There's still melons with seeds. The cantaloupe is bumpity, and the honeydew is round and smooth. I think if you've seen them before, a quick little Google and see the pictures, you'll be like, oh yeah. Soup, stir fry, stew, salad. Yep, exactly. Yep, the bones become stock. I have bags and bags of stock in the freezer from the turkey, Thanksgiving and Christmas. I have turkey noodle soup in there too. So at any given time, I have 1 or 2 portions of turkey noodle soup in case I want to have something light on my stomach. I know that that's a safe food for me to eat. The only thing is I'm really sad if I have soup and I don't have like the no-knead, crunchy, artisanal, nice, crusty bread, which I made to go with my sloppy joes. And of course, my kids love it too, so I made 2 loaves yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little shredder. You guys want to see it? I have to leave the room though. I'll show you. Just give me a minute. I'll go get it because it's in the kitchen, and I'll tell you where I bought it. They were all the rage on like Instagram and TikTok recently. Some of you might recognize it now that I pulled it out. Let me just I put these little clips on my pocket to hopefully not rip the microphone off of my shirt. Oh, twisted my ankle though. I got it. Okay, so I like to take the chicken breast and I cut it in half so I have strips, and you put it in here. And I've noticed that right in the center doesn't shred very well. And then you have more spikes here, and then you go like this. And it shreds the chicken up beautifully. It is longer, thicker shreds than if you really got in there with like a fork in your fingers or something, but it's super quick and easy. Right, doesn't it? It is actually painful. It is a pain in the neck to clean. I don't know if it can go in the dishwasher or not, because we don't put things like this in the dishwasher. It stays hooked to the counter really well. Now, my son Justin used it. He didn't hate it, but he didn't love it. I've used it several times. I love it. It shreds chicken in like that. You know, it's super quick. I got it on Amazon and I didn't spend very much. It was I think it was under $10, something like 7 something. I don't think I spent very much at all, because I would never have spent $25 on something like that. Not when I can do it. I don't mind spending a little bit of money to make my life easier, but I'm not going to spend a lot of money just to be lazy, you know. I've been shredding chicken for however many years, at least since, you know, age of 18. I can keep shredding. It's a cleaning issue. I have just cut my chicken up with a knife and stuff, but I like that because I can lay the strips in my burritos and I can just put a strip or two in instead of having a chunk here and there. Now, I have started taking some of them, and when it comes out of there, I lay it on the counter and I just chop it just along the edge with a knife, just like 3 or 4 right down, and it's chopped up. So instead of being long, it's chopped into thirds or something. But it's still less time than if I was doing it regularly. Now, if I were to put it like in a crock pot or something, excuse me for reaching in front of you. If I were to put it in a crock pot, it would shred so much easier just on its own, of course. But coming back, hope you didn't have to look in my ear. It's just throwing it in the oven or in a pan. It's better using that than it is to try to shred it by hand. No, I just have it over there on the table. It's fine. I'll put it back when I put away all this stuff. I like it, Becky. I think it works really well. I think there's a learning curve to it, and I haven't tried it on pork. I think chicken's a little tougher than pork, and I just wait to make sure my iron's nice and hot. And I think it does it really well. I think if you can get it for $15 or less, I think it's a good tool. If you find it at a thrift store for 75 cents or $1, I think it's a great tool. I think the claws that they use to do a big old pork butt type thing, the Wolverine claws, I think those are great. But just for one piece of chicken, I think that's a really good tool. Oh, my poor ankle. Yeah, if I did it in the crock pot, it would pull apart easy with 2 forks, no problem. But Justin has a crock pot, and I don't like to use his crock pot because there was crock pot issues. And I have an Instant Pot, and I can do that. But I hate to clean the Instant Pot now because it's a pain in the neck. And I just throw a pan in the oven, and then I come in the room and I shower or I sew, and then I take the pan out of the oven. These tools are really great for some things, but sometimes if I only have 4 chicken breasts, I'll just cook them in one of the deep, like the deep frying pans. I don't know what they're called. We have something from Walmart. It's about this deep, and it's a skillet maybe. Yeah, that sounds good. Put it in a skillet. Put some chicken broth in there. Put a lid on it, and it's good. A lot of times I'm cooking it from frozen, so the oven is kind of nice. Do you like the claws, Becky? My ear is very dirty. Oh no. I bought one of those. I saw, was it last year when we first moved here? I saw something come across like Instagram or Amazon showed me one of those cameras you can put in your ear. And it's normally like $25, and it was on sale on Amazon for Prime Day or something for like $4.25. So I bought it for my daughter's birthday as a joke because her ears she just has very waxy ears. She's had tubes in them and had all kinds of problems. She lost 60% of her hearing when she was younger, and it didn't all come back. So I thought, haha, that'd be a fun gift for her. Then all of a sudden, that thing is going crazy on the Instagrams and TikToks. But yeah, you can just look inside your ear and see what's built up in there and clean it out and everything. I thought it was really kind of cool. Mary, I wonder though that if it's cooked into the chicken, then it's going to be everywhere. It's not just going to be on the outside because the rotisserie chicken's cooked versus raw, just having it sprinkled on or something. The skin is the best part when it's crispy right out of the oven, but after it's been sitting around for a while, it's chewy and gross. Yeah, and when you do it in the crock pot, you can take your egg beaters, your electric mixer. They do it specifically with a KitchenAid, but a hand mixer will work. And if there's a little bit of liquid in your crock pot, you just put it in there, and it'll shred all the chicken up for you. I try to cook for my family of 5. Even though it's just me eating. And then I freeze it. So I was you cook it on Monday or whatever, and you eat it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But that can get kind of boring. I don't care about eating the same thing, but sometimes I want something different. So then I decided that if I cook, 4 weeks worth, a bunch of meals, and then I keep doing that, at some point my freezer will be full. And each day I can just go, what do I want to eat today? And then I can choose something fun to eat. You're welcome. Ooh, that's really hot. Ooh, the Ninja blender. Justin bought a Ninja. That's really kind of cool. I still have so many of my kitchen appliances are packed. Every now and then I'm like, oh, I wish I had that out. But most of the times the kids have something or I just completely forget about it and I just do it the old school way. Us old folks here, we grew up when they didn't have all them fancy gadgets and our parents or grandparents just made us do it so they wouldn't have to. Well, you got 2 hands. A number of times my father said that. You got 2 hands. Yes, I do. Ninjas are so cool. They do so many things. I made a bunch of ice cream. I bought one of those Yo Nana ice cream makers because you can just put frozen fruit in it and it comes out as ice cream. They say you have to do banana, so I did a test to see if I had to do banana with it. Banana kind of thickens it up, but you don't have to. So I used banana, and then I did some blueberry. And they said that I was Googling it, and they're like, you can use a can of peaches, drain it and freeze it, and then you can put it through an ice cream machine and make peach ice cream. So I love peach ice cream. So I did my usual where you buy it in natural juices, so no heavy syrup or anything, but it's a little watery in taste after it's been frozen, and it definitely doesn't have the sweetness of ice cream. So I have to experiment a little bit more with that. Because to eat plant-based, dairy-free, because I'm allergic to milk, ice cream, it's a bit expensive. It really is. Walmart has their new Better Good, or it's not new anymore, but that Better Good brand. And they have a blueberry swirl ice cream that I love. I like that one. This one, it has a little bit extra there, but most of these are just like blender fabrics. And I like the way that the color shows through and not specifically a design. And I thought once this is all done, I want to go back to hand stitching the binding, that we can just sit down one random day and hand stitch the binding. That's several hours. I'm not the quickest, and I haven't hand stitched a binding in a long time. A very long time. Yeah, if you don't feel hungry and the food's not interesting, yeah, I go through phases, especially after moving here. Everything was just so jumbled up that I really wasn't eating much. And then come to find out, I was eating less than 1,000 calories a day. And no wonder why I was feeling crappy. Sometimes I just eat a thing of popcorn, and that'd be like, a bag of popcorn. That's what I ate today. Or popcorn in a bowl of cereal. And I'm like, my daughter and I were trying to figure out why I was constantly feeling dizzy and off balance, and I was tired all the time, more than usual tired. And then we figured out, it's like, gee, Mom, maybe because you're starving yourself. And that's when I switched to taking the meal replacement in the morning. So at least now I know I'm getting all of these different nutrients and stuff in, so that I'm getting something to start the day. So if I'm having one of those days where I just don't bother to eat all day, then at least I got something into my system that's good for me. It's got the greens and the prebiotics and the probiotics and you need to have this to make the biotics work and all of that. Hi, Barb. Oh, Barb, we're just rambling about food and salt and cans of veggies and, excuse me a second, and random bits like that. Oh, the bias binding. Wow. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up. I'm going to sell my old iPhone. I don't really use it anymore. Let me see if it's not dead. And I'll show you what I found, because I needed to find a vegan version because I can't have the dairy. So there's a vitamin shop down the road. I sat there for a half hour, 45 minutes, surrounded by all the containers, just comparing them. And I ended up finding this Garden of Life raw organic meal plant-based a meal replacement. It has so many good things in there, and it's a smaller scoop than what the kids are doing. But it's got organic sprouted protein blend. It's got fiber, fruits and veggies, all kinds of the ingredient list. It's one of those things where they tell you if the ingredients are long, you shouldn't get it. But for this, the ingredients are super long. So it's got different, like I said, sprouted things, the seeds, garbanzo beans, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. It has that green blend that you're supposed to have to make everything feel good. Aspergillopepsin, that's part of it. It's a probiotic and enzyme blend. And the only thing in here that they're saying is part of the basic allergens is sesame. So it's quinoa, chia seeds, zucchini beans. I don't know what that is. Flax seeds. All the things that I would mix together in my old smoothies. The carbs, let me show you where we're at here. So the total carbs are 12, dietary are 6. Look, it's got 20 grams of protein, and then I add the Walmart peanut butter powder to it. It's supposed to be like 2 tablespoons a serving, but I just put 1 in. Now I do have to cheat a little bit, and I put a little bit of sugar in it because I know for myself that the greens are really bitter and I can't stomach them very well. Oh, there's Brussels sprouts and apple and spinach. All of those things I can't, they're just too bitter. So I know if I add a little bit of sugar to it, plus with the peanut butter powder is a little bitter. It's not sweet at least. So just add a little bit of sugar and, it helps the medicine go down. We learned that a long time ago. Oh, yeah, Jody, set a timer for, I've been pretty good about paying attention and making sure I keep my hand ergonomically set. So the way I do the binding, I don't get too crooked and stuff, so it doesn't bother me. No soy because I can't have soy, so that's good. Woohoo! Conquering bias binding. Yay! I got it on Amazon. Amazon has the best prices. They do have it at the vitamin shop and I get it's a 28-day supply. It's expensive. It's a 28-day supply for $45, but it does I'm glad I'm getting the commercials and not you guys. It does go on sale periodically. And when it does, sometimes it goes down to $28 and then I'll buy as many as they'll let me. Brown sugar, yeah, but I feel like brown sugar is just a little much. You could put like honey in it, but honey costs more money, and I have 2 shaker cups and I Googled it and it says you can make your protein drinks ahead of time. So I have 2 shaker cups. It sits in the refrigerator and it's not as powdery because it sits and I shake it up every time I open the fridge and it stays really good. Yay, no ads. So I've been doing it now for, I'd say, over a year. I stopped for a little bit because I didn't want to keep spending $50 a month. But then I just incorporated it into my food budget, considering it's, my breakfast. And I'm like, okay. Really, $50 for 28 breakfasts, that's not too bad. What width? I used to do 2.5, but I think I might want something narrower. I haven't hand sewn binding in a while. What I like to do is I like to take a piece of fabric in the different widths that I'd like to try. And I usually do it like on a mug rug just to test it out, but you can also do it on your quilt and you can just sew it down, just a few inches of it, sew it down, fold it and turn it under and see what it looks like. If that's like the width you like, then you go with it. If you want something narrower, so I might do 2, 2.25, 2.5. I used to do 3 inches when I first started because someone in a book or something told me to do 3 inches. So I said, okay, you wrote a book, you're smarter than I am, but 3 inches was too much. 50 is not bad, really. Compared to what Justin spends on his protein drinks, it's not bad at all. It's just when you're going to buy it and you're like, oh, it's $50. Sometimes I can get in my own head and say, I'm not worth $50. I can just, have oatmeal every day. Oatmeal's cheap. But oatmeal doesn't have all of the same stuff. I'm getting what I need. First thing in the morning, I have it within the first hour of getting up. They say you should have a certain amount of protein in the first 30 minutes when you get up or something. Wait 6 months and the rules will change. It's always changing up anyway. But I know that if I go to bed at 10:30 and I get up about 5 or 5:30, even though I don't sleep that well at night. That's about a good time for me. I have this drink in the morning, and then I'm full of energy until the 2 o'clock in the afternoon slump. So I'm like, my health has to be worth something, right? So I spend the money. And now, instead of doing some type of stretching or exercising in the morning, I've been doing it at 2 or 3 in the afternoon to just wake myself up a little bit. And that helps too with the slump. Oh, hand quilting. I love hand quilting, but I'm definitely a chunky quilter. I don't like them little tiny stitches. Yeah, exactly, Becky. It's all a perspective. We can talk, I know I can talk myself into or out of just about anything, and I can do both sides back and forth. I might say it's great today, and tomorrow I'll tell you it's not great. I am worth more than $50. Thank you, Giovanna. So I just try to be careful. And also, well, anyway, if I choose to keep doing this and the price bothers me, then I just say, okay, Robin, then instead of buying the Dave's Killer bread for $5, $6, $7 a loaf, go back to making your own bread. And you'll save money right there, and it balances out, right? Don't go crazy with fabric shopping, or don't buy a new purse, or you don't need to have that many shoes, or whatever it is in your life. There's always, you have a budget, and it just depends on where you allocate it. Food budgets are like one of the most flexible things. So you just don't buy the big expensive things. Like, you don't buy pre-cut watermelon, since we're talking about watermelon. Now, if you want to buy this $50 drink and you're like, it's too much, you cut your own watermelon and you'll save the money there. There's always ways to juggle a little bit. When you run out of money, you run out of money, but you can juggle a little bit. You're on all messages? And what are you missing? Oh no. I think I'm on live chat. Top chat. Live chat. Fan funding. Stop. I'm on live chat. Yeah, I drink that in the morning. I use almond milk. Is that what I drink? Yeah. But I ran out of milk. I tried it with just water, and I think it's the grossest thing with just water. It's like cheap watered down chocolate milk. There's a vanilla version, but I find I like the chocolate better, even though I'm not a chocolate milk person. So then I was doing half milk and half water to see if I can, save a little bit on buying milk all the time and having 4 containers of it in the refrigerator. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't mind it. I think it tastes richer and better with the almond milk instead of part water, but yeah. Oh, Mary, you don't eat until, yeah, I drink it in the morning. I do, because my stomach's not the happiest thing in the world, and I get a lot of acid reflux if I'm not careful. All of my food is consumed before 5 p.m. So I have my drink in the morning, and then if I can't survive the day, I bought these little fig bars that I like that are relatively healthy, or I'll have some applesauce at like 9 in the morning. And then I'll have my lunch at 11, 12 o'clock. Well, my lunch is my big meal, and I usually just have a handful of peanuts in the afternoon to get me through that part, and then around 4 or 5 I'll have dinner. And I like to have a little something in my stomach before I go to bed so it doesn't get nauseous. So I have pretzel sticks. So I'll have a handful of pretzel sticks at like 9, 10 o'clock at night. I also take apple cider vinegar pills that help with the acid reflux. And if I don't put something in my stomach, they make me a little nauseous. Oh no. Wait, Giovanna, today's only the 7th. You must have paid all of your bills and did all of the stuff. Jody stretches out and takes a nap, huh? So the drink is let me tell you exactly what it is again. The brand, hold on, I gotta get a picture. The brand is the Garden of Life. There's different versions. They have a variety of ones, but this is the one I went with. Raw organic meal, and it's a meal replacement. They have just a protein drink and stuff like that, but there wasn't enough nutrients or anything in it for me. I needed the full-blown, give me everything I need. I'm surprised about how much protein I actually get during the day. And part of it is because of that, because I'm getting the protein from the drink replacement, the meal replacement, and from the peanut butter powder. And the peanut butter powder doesn't have very many calories in it, and it's not too expensive, and a container from Walmart lasts me a couple months. So that works out really well. You have cookies for breakfast? That sounds good too. With tea or coffee. I know I like to have a crunchy type of cookie. Hi, Linda. Oh, and the dentist, yeah. Hi, Helen. Sometimes those bills, they just kind of hit all at once, and then you've got to, recuperate from it. That's why I like to keep a full pantry. So I might be craving something, and I might not be able to have it one month, but if I have a full pantry, then I know I'm in good shape. I saw someone did mention food pantries. I used to do food pantries in Florida. I haven't done them here, but they have a truck would come once a month you could go to, and it was like just the next block over from my house the last year or so before we moved. So I would go with that, and they didn't have, you couldn't eat for very long off of what they gave you, but you might get some things to help supplement through the month, and it was always nice. It was a big surprise, what are we going to get this month? And the Publix grocery store, every now and then, they always had something, but you would get a meat. And there's a few times where we'd get a whole ham or a whole turkey, or Publix would give you some sausages, and they had steak one year. And I can eat just a steak, of course, but I also cook a steak and I put it in quesadillas. Maybe you'll have it on a sandwich, put it in a salad. Something like that you can make go pretty far. You took a picture? All right, great. If anyone needs any information, you can always email me and I can give you a link. If I put a link in now, I'd have to search it, and I could put an Amazon link, but it would disappear I thought that was 2 blocks. It would disappear in the live chat. Perfect, Giovanna. Because we don't always need money, knock on wood, unless you have an emergency. If your bills are covered, you got gas in the car if you have a car and you drive, and you have food in the house, you're good. That's like I said, I could have gone up to the store and bought milk. My son Robbie is doing that overnight oats because he's 26 now and his eating habits are just starting to improve, and he's starting to realize how good he feels when he eats properly. So as a single guy, he put overnight oats into his monthly budget, and he'd run out of milk or forgot to buy milk, so we were sharing my milk, and I was just being stubborn, and I'd already bought milk twice that month, and I didn't want to buy more, and he didn't have, his budget was done, so he needed help with it. So I'm like, yeah, just drink my milk. But then I was like, crazy, my milk is gone now. It goes quick. So I thought, well, let me try half milk and half water. And it works in a pinch, and I'll probably keep doing it. But I think every now and then, like maybe once a week, a couple times a month, I'll do all milk and no water just as a luxury. Conversations, things I say, having a full milk protein is a luxury. Gas in the car, rent's paid, electric's paid, internet, hey, if Netflix gets turned off this month, who cares? Those aren't necessities. So as long as everything's done, we're in good shape. I think it's a good skill builder to have a short month. You know, once your bills are paid, if you don't have money because you had to get new tires or something, or shoes for work or anything, I think it's a good skill builder to be able to survive, you know, a few weeks in between paychecks or whatever, and know how to live off the land, so to speak, until you can afford the next round, you know, when the next paycheck comes. I think that's important. Not everyone has that skill. My sister, we grew up, I lived with my grandparents till I was 13, and then I lived with my father and my stepmother from 13 to 18. My sister, who's 5 years younger than me, lived with, her mother was my stepmother, and my father, birth to 18. But for some reason, she never learned how to open the refrigerator and make food, where it was something I learned from both households and had to do. So some people just don't know how to have a lean week and use what's in the house to create food, because you have Uber Eats and everything gets delivered and everything's so simple now that a lot of the younger people have lost that skill. Janice, Janice is running late again. 50 lashes with a wet noodle is what Grandma says. Yeah, well, whatever it happens to be, you know what I mean, though. It's what's fun is having a house with other adults. Each adult pays for one of those services, and then we all share it. So I have the Hallmark channel because I like the Hallmark channel. No one else watches it, and I have Netflix. And then like Justin has the Disney Hulu, and my daughter, and I have Prime because I pay for the Amazon, and my daughter has HBO Max. So it's kind of fun that we still get to see all of whatever's on those channels. Because to be honest with you, if you just have Peacock and Paramount, you're good to go. Paramount Plus comes free when you have Walmart Plus. So I like how they're adding streaming services on for free when you do certain things. So that's kind of cool, because I sit there and I spend a half an hour flipping through everything and there's literally nothing on. There's nothing new or nothing I want to watch, and it's just it's a lot of money for nothing sometimes. 42 grams ultra protein shakes. Monk fruit. Yeah, I've seen some things with monk fruit. I think monk fruit is in the thing I drink in the morning. If anyone does caffeine coffee drink, Jody has the Slate brand. I've never heard of that. Yeah, money on the waiting 20, basically 3 days, 3 weeks, 20 days. It's a lot. But really, if you're not going to the movies, you're not going out to eat, if you have all the food, if your bills are all paid and you have food in the house, I grocery shop by the month now. I will go a second time to get some fresh stuff, or if I need something for the cats or whatever. But I grocery shop by the month, and I've been doing it that way for years. Like even when all the kids were still at home, Robbie was still in high school and stuff, I grocery shop by the month. It keeps me out of the store and from buying things that I think the kids would like that we really don't need. So if you have food and everything, then going that long, it's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, exactly. I do a lot of audiobooks, Giovanna, and I do them from the library. I do have audiobooks through Prime and Amazon. So we get a book every month. Tubi is free as long as you can deal with all the commercials. There's a lot of the free ones. And when you buy a Roku TV, there's a lot of live channels that are, I mean, you can watch like Nickelodeon in different things on Roku, but you just have to put up with the commercials, and you can't like watch anything that's pre-recorded. You can only watch what's on. So they have like the basic cable channels and stuff. Oh yeah, and then YouTube. YouTube has almost everything anyways. They have, when the Harry Potter books first came out, I listened to them on YouTube because the library and stuff didn't have the audiobooks at the time. So I just listened through them on YouTube. They were constantly getting canceled, so you might have to, if you stopped listening and you went to bed, when you got up the next morning, they might have copyrighted it and took it away, but you would just find it on another channel. I'm actually listening to the Twilight series again for whatever apparent reason, but they've got a new book coming out. So I watched the movies and I kept thinking there's a lot of stuff missing. So I went ahead and I started listening to the books again, especially on a Sunday. There's not much on YouTube or TV on Sundays. Tea and cookies. Yep, no nutrients. Very wonderful. Oh, I don't look. Yeah, I don't look in the coffee aisle. Half the time I don't even. Well, I haven't been to a grocery store in a long time. I just have it delivered. Oh, that's annoying. Even just watching regular TV now, I've gotten so used to the apps and stuff that I'm like, oh, I can't put up with these commercials. Every time you turn around, there's a commercial. All right, so I think this one can handle, oh, this one. Yeah, and if I'm not sure, I can Google, like, let's just say Harry Potter, you can Google books that are like Harry Potter. So they'll show you different, I enjoy reading Harry Potter. What do you suggest I should listen to next? And they'll give you all kinds of stuff. You can also go to Goodreads, which is free, and it'll suggest things. I use Hoopla and Libby through the library system. I'm going to have to get an Arizona library card soon because mine's going to expire. You can only have a library card for 2 years in Florida, or at least where I was, and then you have to go into the library and renew it because it stops people from, like me, who move away and still have a library card. I like to go grocery shopping sometimes, but my daughter's going to be borrowing my car. I think she started in like February, and she's going to be borrowing it. She's planning on buying a truck in September. And her store is going to be opening up sometime this month. I think it's the 24th. And at that point, she'll, instead of working Monday through Saturday, she'll start having like 2 days off. So 1 day a week and 1 weekend day, or 2 days a week. So I'll go back to having my car, and then I'll just start wandering back to the stores. Because there's a few stores here that have a nice vegan selection, and I want to, go and look at them. Because I've never had like a Baby Bell, and they had the vegans, so I thought I might want to try a Baby Bell. I heard they're really good. I'm just going to be particular and flip through still and find some that I can add into here. And since my daughter is no longer in the hiring trailer and she's in her store, that means I have my microwave back, which means I bought 2 glycerin soap kits from Hobby Lobby when they were on sale when we first moved here and stuff, and now, or whenever I bought them. So now we can make them during a live stream. Because I needed a microwave, and the only microwave is in the kitchen, and it's in a wall, so we can start doing some different things now. Yeah, I check the ingredients on everything. Even if I bought something last week, I check the ingredients because I was eating pretzel sticks from Walmart for years because I love pretzels. And all of a sudden, they now have like a red bag and a green bag, or a red bag and a blue bag. I don't remember the colors. And the red bag now has soybean oil in it. And I can't eat it. So I have to be really particular. They just all of a sudden change ingredients, especially when it comes to soybean oil, because it's a very inexpensive oil. A lot of companies use it. So I just have to be cautious. So I'm always reading ingredients and comparing. Shopping takes a long time because of it. Nope, we're done. See, this one's completely done now. It can't be anything else in this project because I've done all my starter squares, the centers. So these are the last ones. If I did all my numbers right, I should be good for my full-size bed. Let's do... Oh. I seem to have that dark green in a lot of stuff. Oh, this green. I haven't used that at all this week, this month. Oh, the flowers too. Let's do the flowers. I've been finding different recipes on Instagram. I like that you can save it and put it in categories. So I have some new recipes to try out. Oh yeah, audiobooks, because was Terry here and then we lost her? I haven't seen Terry. Audiobooks, sometimes I just need to get rid of the voices in my head and just to calm the volume and the muddiness in my head, so audiobooks are great. Plus, when I'm watching on my tablet, I watch things, I watch a lot of YouTube, but then I watch things that I've already watched. Because you can't look all the time, but an audiobook, you can listen to it in your head while you're sewing and you're cleaning the house, mopping floors, doing dishes. My oldest, Justin, he got hooked on the audiobooks. He did the whole Fourth Wing and all of those, that series that's been really popular. He likes books with dragons and stuff. I listened to the new Hunger Games book. That one was good. I like series because I like to get to know the characters. But I don't like a lot of sex and bloody, gory murder and stuff like that. I love cozy mysteries. Audiobooks are great. After my husband passed away, I listened to Harry Potter books nonstop. At least a full year nonstop. I didn't do much YouTube or anything. It was just constant. And I'd listen to and see if each time I listened to the book, is there something new I can pick up that I didn't hear the first time or the first 12 times. So I got a lot of use out of the library books. And it kept all the little niggling voices out of my head. It kept them quiet and calmed down. I've noticed that those voices in my head, they really have a bit to do with my creativity. Now that I'm feeling very creative again, not just, hey, I feel creative, but I'm like feeling creative, I tend to not need... It's like I have a creative voice in my head and I don't need to listen to music and audiobooks and stuff. Oh, goodness. Oh, Jackie. Arrow. I have seen that. I mean, I've not seen it, but I've seen it come across. And it looks like it might be intriguing for me. And what's great about series is once you pick the series, then you don't have to look for the series again. You know, okay, oh, there's 17 seasons? Great. Now I don't have to find a new thing to watch. But when you're watching something for so many hours a day, you blow through those, you blow through those seasons pretty quickly. Come on. Thank you. Uh-oh. What did Robin do? Oh, there we are. Yay. Yeah, they help, and I have to have earphones in. I can't just have it in the background. Oh, there's Terry. We found Terry again. Giovanna, there she is. Oh, the Musketeers. My husband had me watch when I was doing a lot of crocheting and sitting with him in the living room. We did a lot of Three Musketeers or the Musketeers or whatever, the Three Stooges. A lot of those. He liked a lot of the old things. John Wayne. Lots and lots of John Wayne we did. But I noticed the Roku channel, when you have a Roku TV, they have a lot of the older shows. They have In the Heat of the Night. I saw that on there. The Andy Griffith Show. The Munsters. I was just thinking about the Munsters, and then all of a sudden it popped up. I'm like, cool. Your chat got frozen. Oh no. So if you have access to the Roku channel, they have a lot of, nowadays and back in the day, a lot of black and white and everything in between shows, which was fun. I'll leave it to Beaver. Because I watch TV shows like that just to watch them. I don't think about how deprived the mother was back in the 60s, and I don't think about the little innuendos and how things were said, and nowadays we laugh at it. I just watch it to enjoy it. I don't need to have some secret political thing, none of that stuff. Can I just enjoy it and relax? Do I need to have all that strange stuff to think about? No, I do not. You can't make me. Okay, let's add. Look, another ad. I haven't watched much YouTube today, so I'm really not too surprised. Come on, come on. Thank you. Oh, the AC kicked on. Like, it sounds like rain. That's weird. Summertime can get a little bit more difficult. For me, Florida and Arizona, in the summertime, I'm staying inside, where a lot of people are out working in their yard. They're tired of being locked up for the winter, so they're out and about during the summer. No new TV shows or no new episodes for the seasons, and you just kind of have to figure things out. And then in the winter, that's the time to go out and about, and all of you guys are like locked up in the snow. They're always in trouble. Yeah, I really am, Giovanna. It's crazy. And I even put on low volume. So they're like, you won't make much money. And I'm like, that's fine. Just give me low volume. And I guess this is low volume. I really wanted to see the split screen ads because I knew I probably would, get used to them, but that I wouldn't really care for them because I want to hear. I swear, whenever I'm watching a live stream on the big live streamers, the big YouTubers, they'll say, oh my God, you cannot believe what happened. And then an ad will come up, and then when it comes back, and it'll be a long ad or two ads, and then I come back and they're like, right? That's crazy. We won't be repeating that ever again. And I'm like, seriously? Then I have to like rewind and all of that. It's like crazy. YouTube is crazy. Everything is. There's so many gimmicks and games, and you have to figure out this and that, and once you figure it out, then they change it and you have to start all over again. YouTube long videos. No, wait, everyone loves short videos on TikTok. Okay, now they're coming away from that, so we're going to do 3-minute shorts because everyone wants longer videos, and you should do longer content. Oh, wait. 3 months later, we're going to change it. So I'm just thinking that means as a society, we're all a bit fickle and crazy and we can't figure out what we want. That's what I'm a-thinking. Let's do some hearts. I know I have some hearts in here already. Do I have any none? That'll work. I can't keep up. Yeah, it's really hard to figure everything out. And then if you figure it out, something with the algorithm will change. And I notice like on Etsy, they have a whole bunch of changes coming up that they're starting to hint at. So that's going to be going on over there. So now we're going to go live again on the 21st, and I have to try to remember. Someone might be able to help me if you guys care, but I have a couple little diamond painting kits that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. So when we get to the end of the live stream, if we want to just sit and chat. So if you guys have questions for general crafty people, because the people in the chat are pretty darn smart and they can help answer questions. So you can bring them next live on the 21st, and we'll do something, and then we'll do a little chatting. I've been looking at different things. I'm ready to make some big changes, basically. You know, switching from Etsy to my own website, changing up Patreon a little bit, switching up YouTube some. I just feel like there's a change a brewing. Like there's some things that are coming, and I usually feel it in the air, and I'm like ready for some changes. You like a live when you can comment? Yeah, it's very frustrating when you can't comment. Some of those live streams, okay, it's great. I want to be a channel that is getting more views and more participation and more comments and stuff. You know, to have a live stream with thousands of people, it sounds exciting, but as the host, I can't keep up with what people are saying if it gets too busy. And as the people in the chat, you can't chat with your friends if it's constantly, you can slow down the chat so it doesn't go as fast, but basically it means you can't chat as fast is what it does. It doesn't slow down the scroll. But it gets kind of hard. I like these little personal chats, and I try to find little small channels that don't have a lot of subscribers, because then the host does have time to chat with you a little bit, and you can try to be helpful, and you can learn from them and stuff. But I don't know how the people do it with live streams when they're like, there's 10,000 people in the chat today. That's crazy. I can't even fathom how anyone could be like the hosts they're not even chatting with people. They're just doing their hosting thing and talking to themselves, playing games or whatever. But I can't even see how you guys could keep up talking to your friends when the chat is that busy. It's crazy. It is. It's like claustrophobic, Giovanna. It's like being stuck in an elevator with a whole bunch of people. What are you going to do? How you can talk to these people? Not to mention just the general troublemakers. I mean, we have Giovanna and we have Jody, and they're little troublemakers. But overall, you know, everyone's really good. We don't have to worry too much about people causing problems. Knocky, knocky, knock on wood. What I want to know is who's going to come and help me clean the closet today. I think I've emptied that closet 5 times now, and I I feel it like when you have it on the tip of your tongue, I kind of feel like I know what I should do, but I can't visualize it enough to move things in the right area. I struggle because the book, the shelves have the thing that holds the shelf. You know, that thing there. So that gets in the way, so I can't put the bookcases on top of each other. And there's some things that just have to be on the floor just because, like the container of kitty litter, the container on wheels for the dry cat food, those things need to be on the floor, but then they block in front of the bookcases and stuff. And then I hung up my shirts in a spot which I thought was perfect, but then I remembered afterwards why I had them there once before and I can't do it again because I can't reach them. I know Giovanna and Jody. Jody would be more than willing to help someone else clean so she didn't have to. That's always a thing, right, Jody? There's going to be some tweaks coming. I already love not having the bookcases here because it felt cluttered. And even Robbie's like, I have the same lights, but he's like, wow, your room looks brighter now. And I'm like, I know. I am sewing right up against the wall, and I'm not too thrilled with that. But having no bookcases here, there's no dust bunnies just cluttering up the area. I'll be able to get to everything on the shelf. So I kind of like it. Change is good. The problem is I took the drawers where I keep all the rotary cutters and the scissors and the thread and everything from behind me and I moved it over there. So sometimes I just stand in the middle of the room and I spin in circles because I automatically went one way and now I got to go to the other. Oh, I know you would, Jody. And I appreciate that. Yeah, too many people. It's just too much. I'm really happy for that, Jody. I've heard that from other people before, and I do the same thing. I work on certain projects during certain live streams specifically because I know for this hour or 2 hours that I'm going to work on this. I'm going to have something that's going to occupy my mind and keep me going. I don't even care if I watched a live stream for 10 years ago. It's a live stream. It's going on. I'm working on projects during that one time. It's the unended when you're just like, I'm going to work on this for a while today. Unless you set a timer, it's constant and it seems to make me easily distracted and I feel like I'm never going to finish because I'm just going to work on this all day and it's just not going to work. But I know after a live stream, I usually don't get much accomplished. I go out and talk to Justin about what groceries he bought and what he's going to eat for the week, which is usually some type of chicken. And then, you know, I talk to Robbie and take care of the pets and stuff. And before I know it, it's time to wind down from the day. So it's nice that I'm going to use the afternoon for the closet. Yeah, I think we are, Tracy. I think a lot of us feel the same way. And sometimes sometimes we have unrealistic expectations on other people. Like, I think I'm pretty well down to earth. What you see here, I don't have the energy to give you something fake. Now, if I'm feeling really sad or I don't feel well or I'm grumpy, like, oh my goodness, Justin told me that I should go take a nap the other day. I knew because I've been just fighting this migraine or it's just this hum of a headache for almost 3 weeks now. And he's like, you need a nap because I get a little grumpy. I hide that from you guys as best as I can. But personality-wise, this is me. I don't have the energy to be something that I'm not, you know? Some people try to be different. Like, I don't know if they expect their audiences to want something different. But I like to have a space where I can come and be myself and say stupid things and tell you that I'm allergic to everything in the world. And it is what it is. We can have random conversations, you know? But some channels you just can't do that. So it's nice to have one where you can just kind of be whatever, you know. We're all in the same boat, as Tracy said. We're having good days, we're having bad days. Oh yeah, Giovanni, that's right. To keep your English going up, you need to go to live streams and stuff. Yeah, I love this boat too, Mary, and I appreciate everyone that hangs out with me. Right? You want to see the genuine people, Giovanna. You don't want. If I wanted to see something fake, I'd watch TV. You know, I'd watch a movie or something. YouTube, I always just, cause it's supposed to be like people. You know, you're just people. Let's just people together. Was it Mary? Yeah, Mary doesn't want to go outside. There's too many people. Sometimes I've peopled enough, and I just need to not talk to anyone else. I just think people need to be who they are. I'm not getting up again. I'm tired. I don't want to. And that's another thing. You're tired. You don't want to. Like Jody, she used this time to clean the stairs. You know how many times she's tried cleaning the stairs or wanted to clean the stairs? But now that she's got something coming, she doesn't have a choice. And instead of just taking boxes and bags and moving it from side A to side B, she's taking care of it. We kept her company. For once, she's not driving this time. You're not driving your daughter anywhere today, Jody. That's strange. And I can ramble like, hey, did you guys clean your sewing machines this week? I cleaned mine before we started the chat. So make sure you clean your sewing machine. 'Tis important. It's our happy tool. I think you're not going to fit anywhere. Over there. I'm trying to wait for fabric to say, use me. And nobody said it. So I think I'll do the stars. I really need to figure out. I was watching someone do a knitting thing, you know, the whips, should I finish it or frog it? And I was thinking it's a little different with sewing. It's not as easy to like frog something. You can like repurpose it, but you're not really going to frog it. But I need to go through some of my old whips and just do something with them or move them on or something. Oh, you drove her at 9 a.m. Okay, excellent. Time changes can be good sometimes. Oh, you haven't done your sewing machine in a while? I really want to do some more, but by the time I finish at the end of the day, I usually, I get stuck on scrolling on stupid things when I shouldn't, but then I'm just like ready for bed. Trying to crochet that farmer's market bag, and oh my goodness, for such a simple pattern, it's just being super stubborn. It's like my fingers just don't want to do it. I also, after moving stuff around here and feeling, I know when I move things like this, just based on how I feel, like I feel lighter. It feels cleaner. So I know I want to work on more of the shelves and make them more user-friendly. So once they're cleaned up, I know the room will feel lighter. And that helps, for me, that helps with my creativity and stuff, that when I'm feeling claustrophobic in my space, that I don't get as much done. Yeah, I like the green with the polka dots. There's so many of them in here, and some of the times when I'm skipping over them, it's just because I want to save them. I don't know what I'm saving them for, but I want to save them. Oh, I use this one. This was one of the ones. This is just a Joann's fabric that I bought a long time ago. Did you guys hear about that whole Michael's Joann's situation? I had a feeling something like that would happen. That Michael's bought the intellectual rights. They now own like Joann's Instagram, Facebook. They own Joann's.com. And anything that is a Joann's specific product, they now own it. So if there was something that you really loved from Joann's that you thought you'd never be able to get again, you might be able to, because Michael's is going to do something with everything. I don't know what they're going to do. They crazy. That's all that I know. I can't keep up with all of that stuff. It's eventually everything works its way out, good or bad. Let's see if I can put a pink there. Joann's got pretty frustrating for a few years now. It's hard. It was hard to go in there and to get anything. It's like some of the fabrics had been there for 15 years, and then you go to the other parts of the store and it was just not cohesive. It was crazy. Yeah, that'd be a good time, Jackie, get everything cleaned after the move. I need to find a shop to take my Juki in to give it a nice tune-up and a clean. I've been doing the basics to it and keeping it relatively clean and stuff, but I think it needs to have a nice little tune-up. Nice little spa day. So I think we will go ahead and trim these, iron them, and all of that, and then we will call it a day. So if you need any other random information from me, ask away. Ooh, that's a long one. That must have been a whole jelly roll strip. I do like this flower. I do like this fabric. I'm not huge on flowers, but certain ones I do enjoy. I guess I don't like the big florally, and I don't like paisley. I don't like paisley. Giovanna, I think Jackie's still in the packing. She hasn't moved yet, right? Tuesday. Oh. Hotel for a couple days, move on Sunday. We're so excited for you. It's a process, though, getting a new house set up, figuring out where things go. And you're downsizing, too. But I think it's fun. I don't enjoy moving, but every now and then it's nice to shake things up. At our last house, when I was, just starting YouTube at that one house, the little house, it was shaped a way that we couldn't move. You don't move furniture around. You don't move bedrooms and living room and stuff. Because of the way the house was shaped, you couldn't do anything. Now, the people that bought the house, they flipped it and sold it. I kind of like what they did with it. They did a lot of nice stuff that I would have enjoyed. The Pellon P44F, that's what I was wondering if Michael's was going to do that. Now, I know other places sell it just because they have it in stock, but I was wondering too if Pellon was just going to take it back because they made it specifically to be sold at Joann's. So who's to say like Pellon couldn't do it themselves, It's their product. They should be able to just sell it on their website. I'm getting close to, I need to buy, I'm still okay with the Pellon fusible interfacing. I have some lightweight and some medium, but I need to buy a bunch of batting and a fusible fleece. So after everything goes in the shop, if anyone finds anything good in there, that's where that money's going to end up going, to restock the what I call like the hidden items. It's not the fabric and stuff. I need to get some of those items. I'm on my last. I like to buy the batting from Amazon in packages because a lot of times they'll have them on, like with the Prime Day, things will just randomly go on sale periodically and stuff. So I do pretty well buying queen size packages, and I'm on my last one. And I think it's only folded in half now versus fold, 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 fold. So I'm getting kind of close because I want to start doing, I keep saying it, but I'm going to keep saying it till I do it. I want to start doing the scrappy quilt as you go pouches and tote bags and stuff again. And I'm going to need batting for that. Yeah, you have to do the crafts yourself. Even with the kitchen. Now I know here, like we had the kitchen set up and then I just started, the kids, they care and they don't care. But I just started moving things around. I'm like, this doesn't make sense to have like the spices all the way across the room when you need them where you're cooking or something like that. So I started rearranging a few things here and there. So it usually for me, that's the process. You have to change things and move it around a little bit. Same thing with the craft room. I find if I keep reaching for something in one spot and it's not there, then I need to move it to that one spot. You buy the packages of batting, Jackie? Yeah. I kind of like that. I had a roll. I bought a roll one year, like after we did our income tax, and I got a roll like on sale at Joann's or something, and I liked it, but I don't have the space for a roll. I have the space for the packaging, and then I can just buy it. You know, Amazon's usually pretty good. I find something in like their batting, I can buy it right from the Warm Company or something, and I usually have it in just a day or two. So it's pretty good. I have to think a little ahead, but not too much. All right, Giovanna, we're going to be finishing up soon. So whatever you're lurking for, we'll just say bye, Giovanna. Have a good night. Oh, you've been think? Yeah, I like to try to like visualize the floor plan or sketch it out and think about it ahead, so I only have to move the furniture once. Oh, that's crazy, Jody. That's crazy. And I know my kids, so we have a we'll call it a utensil drawer where we put the spatulas and the whisks and stuff like that. And my kids just like to throw a bunch of stuff in there and then dig through it. But there was room for, there's 3 drawers. We keep the tin foil, saran wrap, and like sandwich baggies and stuff in one. And I put all the stuff we use all the time in the one drawer, which is right there at the kitchen island, so easy to get to when you're doing cooking and stuff. And I just keep weeding through it all the time because they take stuff out of the, we use it 3 times a year drawer, and they just keep piling it in there. And the silverware is right by the sink and everything. I just can't imagine having stuff far, far away. And my kids, they don't think about stuff like that. They just, wherever they're at, that's where it goes. Oh, did I put a plate in the pots and pan cabinet? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought I saw one there before. No, my child, let me correct you. Oh, that's smart, Jackie. Putting painter's tape on the cabinet door, so like writing cups or whatever, so everyone knows that that's just when someone's helping you unpack, they can just put it all right there in that cabinet for you. You're late on dinner. Oh, go have your dinner. We won't hear you. We can't see you chewing and talking at the same time. We can't hear it, so you're good. I know you're still there, but if we leave while you're doing something, at least we've all said goodbye to you if you don't make it back to the chat. I watched this one YouTube family, and they've moved a couple times, and what the mother figured out from some other YouTube channel or whatever, each person is assigned a color of duct tape, or each room is assigned. So say the kitchen is blue, and then at the corner, she has a master list blue kitchen. And at the corner of the boxes, she puts a piece of blue duct tape so you don't have to write on the boxes. So everyone knows the blue duct tape, the movers will know it. They said it's a really great technique to do. Anything with blue tape on it goes in the kitchen. Anything with red tape on it goes in the garage or something like that. I thought that's pretty smart. It's a them thing. Your mother and sister are like twinsies, Jody. And they had a weird them thing. I like to have everything. I like the triangle thing that they say is good. So I like to have everything right there within reach so I don't have to go. Now, some things I might put far away just to make sure that I'm getting up and moving while sewing, because we do a lot of sitting or just standing here cutting and stuff. So some things I will keep across the room or something, or in the closet to make sure I have to go somewhere. But most of the time I want it right near me. Nice, nice, Jackie. We moved a lot when we were younger. We did not do anything neat and organized. I 100% am going with clear plastic bins for moving from now on, just so everything's there. You don't have to worry about boxes collapsing or getting cardboard loving bugs in them, and then they can be used afterwards to store whatever. That's my current go-to solution. After I'm done with the closet, I really need to go through the garage. I purged moving from my house to the kids' house. Then I purged whatever wasn't in storage moving here. But I need to purge it again. It's been over a year and I haven't even thought about some of the crafting items and stuff that are out there. They just need to go to Goodwill. If I have anything good, I'll let you guys see it first. If you cover shipping costs, I'll mail it to you. Otherwise, everything's going to go to a thrift store somewhere. Oh, yeah, we mostly hand wash stuff. Justin does food prep on Sundays, so he usually uses the dishwasher on Sunday. And sometimes if the kids have gone crazy and I don't feel like it, I'll use the dishwasher once during the week. Pasta with nuts and ricotta sauce. Definitely not a pasta girl. Oh. I get in a rhythm, Terry, and I can just, it's just quick and easy. Flying geese are a little bit harder because of the whole measuring, so if you have a ruler, it helps. I think I have a square triangle ruler. I might have a flying geese ruler. If not, I might be purchasing one. That might be a splurge. They do make it a little bit helpful. The log cabins are great because it doesn't matter if it gets a little wonky or not, because the style I'm doing is just like whatever. If it's not all straight lines, I try to keep them semi-straight, but for the most part, it's just whatever. Just trim off the excess and just keep on going to the next block. And while I'm thinking of being picky, I'm not thinking that much. Dishwasher, ooh. Yeah, and it's just you, so you just make sure you have extra plates and cups and silverware, and then you can fill it up and run it as often as you need to. Some people say they run it every day, and others run it every week. If it was just me, I think I would definitely get... I don't do like paper plates or anything, because if I'm going to have to wash dishes to wash my water bottle and everything, I figure what's the point in spending money on paper plates when I'll just wash the plate. It's not that much. Dishwasher is a drawer. Yeah, I've heard that too. People just store stuff in their dishwasher. It's a good spot to keep pots and pans. It's a little bit harder, I noticed, in like Florida, because there's even if you don't use it, there's the water lines and everything. And I noticed the dishwashers in Florida, even if you don't use them, they get a little humid in there, and they get that musty humidity smell to them, which isn't really good. I don't want to cook in a pan that has a smell to it. Paper plates really is. I'm really thrilled. I've been using the cloth napkins for a while. I know I will never be a reusable paper towel person, even when I start making them for the shop, because I use them for cat messes and I really don't want to wash things like that. But paper plates, my kids live off paper plates. I'm fine with the glass plate. Oh no. Yep, one less thing. It's terrible to say it, Jackie, but hey, that's the next person's problem, which is your daughter. But hey, that's the next person's problem, right? She's probably, didn't she just talk about like remodeling the kitchen or something anyway? I've heard that, Janice, to just go ahead, if you have like a lot of dishes, to let them dry in the dishwasher. I have the strainer, and I made remember we made the Dollar Tree dish drying mats? I have that, and if it's a crazy day, I just throw a hand towel down on the counter. Yeah, I like the Corel. I think that's what we have. I like those. I don't like a heavy dish because I have problems with the nerves and the strength in my hands and stuff, so I don't like a heavy dish. So I like those thinner ones, but yeah, I like them. I've seen some families, even with only like 1 or 2 kids, and they use, no judging, just comparison. They use paper bowls for like cereal and stuff. And I thought, I don't think I can go that far. Paper plates, sometimes I'll get the really thin, old-fashioned white paper plates just for if I'm on a run of having like sandwiches or something. Things that I just don't want to deal with having a plate. And if I can get them, I bought some back in Florida. It was a sale or clearance or whatever from Walmart. And it was like 200 or 500 of those white plates, and I paid $1 for it. Like, okay, for $1, yeah, I'll do that. But normally, no, I don't. We never really did paper plates growing up either. It wasn't in the budget. That's for like going on picnics and stuff. Oh, I wouldn't put material in the dishwasher. Plus, we learned from Louisiana that if you have any type of a storm or any type of a water or sewage issue in your house, it comes right back into the dishwasher unless you've disconnected the drain and the water and stuff. So documents and stuff like that, people stored quilts in their dishwasher. It's not a safe environment for them. I'm just reading chat. I have the hard plastic plates. I don't do plastic plates too much because it's so super easy to scratch them, and then they look ugly, and then they get bacteria in them and stuff. At least with the ceramic type plates, I can use Barkeeper's Friend to clean any of the stains. Because sometimes like just the silverware will make stains on it or whatever you ate. Yeah, clear. I did that run of clear plates and coffee cups and stuff for a while, and they are kind of fun, especially if you have a fun placemat. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a new sewing machine mat with you guys. My sewing machine mat, it's fine, but it's starting to show some wear and tear, and I think I need an upgrade. Maybe that's what I can use the strips for. If you will make string block, I need to write things down. I'm going to forget my own name. Maybe we can do string blocks on the next live stream. I need to find a pen. Bear with me. Bear with me. String blocks for sewing machine mat. Then we can make some smaller ones. They'll go quick. You can use the shorter scraps that way. I also want to make a flamingo economy block quilt. Pile of giraffe paper plates left. Oh, that's sweet. So how old do you think they were? Because giraffe plates can be from when a child was 4 or when they were 44. If it's in the clearance aisle and it's cheap at Walmart, I don't care what the design is, as long as it's not, you know, weird. I'm going to use that for if I want to buy paper plates. I like clearance aisles. 4 years, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I like giraffes. I've crocheted and knit giraffes before. They're cute. I think giraffes are one of the things that when you look at them in real life and then you see like the stuffed toys and the animated versions and stuff, they still look very similar. Sometimes I don't like frogs in general, but I do like some stuffed animal frogs because they're cute. Hi, Lee Allen. Yeah, we're having a pretty good day today. I hope your day's going well too. We're taking volunteers. Who's coming over to help me clean my closet? I did a little before video for my patrons for tomorrow. A little update on the world here in Arizona. And then I'll have something to compare to. Yikes. Really, it's just shifting things and combining things. The thing with the bookshelves, like every bookshelf in this house, there's at least one shelf that's empty and 3 shelves that are half empty. So my space isn't being used properly. And that's the problem, and mostly because I was in a funk. Confession time from Jody. A Pendleton wool problem. Oh, I've been collecting wool. I love wool. Oh, $5 a pound. I want to get back into the wool pendants that I was making, the banners and bunting or whatever. But I always love to do wool and do like, excuse me, when you do the hand embroidery work on wool and you sew like penny rugs and stuff, that's always been a favorite of mine. So I have a nice small collection. Can you store your wool here? Yeah, because you know my closet's perfectly empty. You want to put it on some of my shelves? Yeah. The garage, since we don't have a car in the garage is really, I have all of my bins up. There's a little step when you go from like the garage into the house area. So there's a long little step up. And I have all my plastic bins on there. I'll have to move them when I have to put my car in the garage later this year. But for now, yeah, the main garage area is almost empty. I have some different wool things to do, like felted wool, because I wanted to get into that. Sometimes if I find a really good deal on something and it's a supply, like if you find a good deal on white fabric, you know you're going to be able to use white fabric for a very long time. It's not going to go bad. So sometimes when I find a deal on something, I will purchase it even though I don't plan on using it for 5 years. So I think that's what your wool is for, Jody. It's for your eventually. You got a good deal on it. Oh. I mean, it's a good idea. Are you motivated? You seem a little bit more motivated lately, Jody, to do some crafting and stuff. We all have our our funks and stuff. So it looks like you're coming back a little bit more time and energy wise. Maybe you can start making stuff soon. And then you can put it into jean pockets and jackets. Eventually, yeah. When I was younger, with the younger family and stuff, a lot of times Walmart would put their fabrics on sale for $1 a yard. So Rob and I would have a little budget for that, and we'd go and buy a bunch of fabric. But I was raising young kids and working, taking care of the house and stuff, so I didn't have time to craft. This really wasn't that long ago, but still. And then when I got injured and I couldn't work and money wasn't just flowing because I couldn't work and I couldn't get disability, then I had the fabric that I purchased when I did have money. So it's like when you're ready to retire, as we get older, we start buying stuff now. And then when we retire and have more time, but not money, then you'll have the stuff. Fabric does go out of style, so you have to be careful on what you buy. You don't want to just buy willy-nilly because you might get tired of looking at it. All right. We'll lay these out and see what they look like, and then we shall be done for today. Then we can all go out and have watermelon. I'll have watermelon. Okay. Move all of that out of the way. Water. I hear everyone bustling around outside my door. Fabric is fabric, lit or not. Yeah, I think sometimes we should swap rooms because cleaning your own closet or your own space is a little bit harder. That if you could just do it, let someone else clean it, they can easily make those decisions that we don't want to make and decide, keep or toss a lot easier. $100-day challenge where you already create for 15, oh yeah, the 15 minutes a day, yeah. So remember, these aren't 9.5 inches yet, so we're just laying them out just to take a look-see, see what we created today. So things, they're not going to be touching or anything. So I don't know why I was trying to keep them. See, look at this one compared to other ones. They're different shaped based on what I started with and what fabrics. Oh, well, maybe we'll just turn that one around now. Ho-ho! What fabrics I added in and stuff like that. I just love the way all these colors are working so well together. See, let someone else pick your color palette, and you don't have to think about it. I think the black and white and gray with some pops of color would be really fun right about now. I've done things like that before. I don't even have enough space for all of this on my table because there's 28 blocks of various shapes and sizes. But I do need a thumbnail, so. You see, I didn't even use the thumbnail I was working on for the Whip It Wednesday. There we go. It's just all blending so well together. I have that much left. We'll see. We may end up doing this one more time on the live stream or next month if I don't get to it because I have so many things to do. I don't know that I'm going to actually get to finish these right now because tomorrow I have a list of things to check off. So see what happens. But thank you guys so much for always hanging out with me, for showing up, sharing the videos, commenting, and liking. Keep an eye out on Instagram because I will be doing, I have a last giveaway for this month is the Liberty 10 Square Robert Kaufman layer cake. I think that's all of the words on there. It's a batik. So they're really fun. You'll see a lot of the projects. You saw it in the tote bag that I made with that one pocket. And then I got notification for July. I think they have a new Christmas template set coming out from Missouri Star. Thank you, guys. Ooh, paint your sewing room like a TARDIS, huh? Yeah, 15, for me in the past, I would have to like pull out my sewing machine, get it all set up, get everything ready, find the project, put it on the dining room table or something. And then once you have things set up, if you can just sit down and do something for 15 minutes, whether it's reading or sewing, quilting, any type of creative thing you're working on, it's really amazing on how much you can get done. By switching my schedule back to my usual get up between 5 and 6, I was working one day this week and I'm like, whew, I got a lot done yet. I got a lot done today. I'm about done for the day. What time is it? Oh, 9:30 in the morning. Haha. It's great. You still have a whole day left. So it's like messing with your brain, You just kind of have to trick it a little, do a little creativity each day, and before you know it, you'll be back in the swing of things, or you'll get so much done. You work 15 minutes on a project every day or so many days a week, and it doesn't take long to get it completely finished. I mean, look, we're working on this. I'm only doing it on the live stream. Yesterday was the first time I really sewed on a non-live stream day. So we are 6 months in, and I have almost an entire quilt done, just a couple hours a month. It does look like a floor layout, doesn't it? Woohoo! Good job, Jody. A big craft room is nice, but it's not necessary. Many of us sewed in just a small space, the corner of the living room or whatever. I find a craft room is great, but it's really easy just to get overwhelmed and to have too much and not be able to find stuff. If you can just have a space, sometimes just in the corner of a living room or in the kitchen or something, if you can have your main tools set out, you don't need to have a lot. Some people only buy fabric for the project they're working on, and when they're done, they give the rest of the fabric away to their friend. Then they go and they start a new quilt and they buy the fabric for the quilt, and then they give it away when they're done. So they don't even have a stash. I can't imagine that because my style of creating doesn't work that way, but I think that's just amazing. I was doing that with yarn. I did go a little crazy at one point, but I just buy the yarn I'm going to need and I use it, and when it's gone, then I buy some more yarn. You do a lot of crafts. That's what gets you in trouble. I have a lot of crafts too, but I just bury it in my closet. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Remember to stay hydrated, put chapstick on your lips, and to use sunscreen. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.